Christo Grozev, lead Russia investigator for Bellingcat, who identified the Russians involved in poisoning Putin opposition leader Alexei Navalny. Christo was just placed on Russia's wanted list. So, Christo, let me just start there. This is just happening here over these past days. Why do you think Russia and Putin now have just put you on the wanted list?
Well, new year, new priorities, but I don't know. The answer is there's no explanation. Our lawyers, my lawyers, have not been able to get any answer as to why, what the charges. What it says on the most wanted announcement is he's been put on this list for a violation of a Russian law, and it's completely anonymous. There's no way for me to defend myself from an anonymous charge. The lawyers can find out. The Bulgarian government, I'm a Bulgarian citizen, have been asking Russia to explain why, and they're not giving the answer. I think it's a fatwa of some sort. I mean, it's like a message that to other journalists as well that don't come and don't meddle into, don't do investigations of Russia.
And yet you continue to bravely do it. You continue your investigations. And you more than anyone know at what possible cost.
Yeah, we investigated, a series of assassinations done by the Russian state. One of them is the attempted assassination on Navalny. But many other opposition figures were targeted by the same security services in Russia, some of them with a fatal outcome.
So Navalny, right now, I will ask you about that. He is, you've got new details surrounding his poisoning. What are they?
Well, I mean, it's more details as to the picture that we, together with CNN, kind of painted 2 years ago almost.
Yes.
We found out a little more details that showed the effort that the Russian government went into to destroy the evidence of what they had just done. There are more people that were sent to clean up after the poisoning. And also what we find out is more evidence that they were trying to do something to the other people around Alexei Navalny. For example, Maria Pevchik, who is the lead investigator.
Of course we know her, yes.
I mean, we see members of the security services going to her hotel a couple of days before the poisoning, and we're still trying to find out why. But there's more granular details as to exactly how they ran the operation. We'll publish an update soon.
All right, so let me ask you about Putin and the news that we have today that we're talking about, this new commander for Ukraine, General Gerasimov, of course, a name that many have become familiar with, but he is a person that the Wagner Group chief, Evgeny Prigozhin, has disparaged publicly, right? A real split there. Prigozhin with huge ambition, and now suddenly the person who hasn't, has sort of been his nemesis on this is getting this big promotion. What does this mean?
Well, it means a couple of things. One thing it means is that by promoting the chief of staff of the army to the position of a field commander, essentially running the show, you can't anymore call this a non-war. You can't call it a special operation. It's a real war, and sort of it's come out finally. Second thing is that Putin has been between two powers. It's been in the middle of a power struggle, and Prigozhin actually showed his teeth. He showed that he wants a piece of the action, wants to be in power. But Putin ultimately had to take the side of the anti-Prigozhin establishment, which is the military establishment, the Shoigu team, the Gerasimov team. And what you see now is both sides are upset with this outcome, and Prigozhin is going to do something, I think, more to claim power.
More dramatic, to try to claim power.
Yes.
So we should be watching that.
Yeah, in the next couple of days, I think there will be more lashing out by him.
Oh, all right, well, we'll watch these next hours. And another story that we've been following closely here is the plight of the former president of Georgia, Mikhail Saakashvili, now in prison in Georgia, which, of course, is a country, right, Putin had invaded, obviously, and is now run by a pro-Putin government. We have some images of him now in prison, extremely frail. It's quite disturbing to see him. And I spoke with his son and his lawyer recently. They said that they had DNA of his brought to a U.S. medical facility, tested, his hair and nail samples, and here's what they said about it.
Those tests, along with some of the blood testing results that we received, revealed heavy metals, arsenic, mercury, among others. So that is what told us that he was being poisoned.
I understand he's reached out to you as best he could from prison. What did he say to you?
Well, he reached out publicly on a Facebook message, and he asked for help in investigating his own poisoning because he doesn't trust his own government, his own authorities to do that properly. It's a very unusual appeal, obviously, and we'll do our best to address that. So far, we're appealing to the Georgian government to actually reach out to us and do this in a collaborative fashion. But if they don't do that, we'll do it on our own. We've proven that we can do it without collaboration.
You certainly have, but this, what you hear here is consistent with other things that you've seen.
It is. I mean, there's motive and there's symptoms that are consistent. We have to find if there's means, if there's a possibility by travel of the right type of people, the right profile of specialists. That's something that may take a few weeks or a few months to discover, but we're going to look at this. It's not certain that it's the Russian that did this, but there's enough evidence for this to be looked at very, very carefully.
All right, Christo, thank you very much.